Sam or Samantha, what do you prefer?
Sam's good.
Sam.
It's a good name. Harry is almost 11, but he's really cheeky. I could just hang out with him as a friend, like if he wasn't my kid. So yeah, Harry's really cool. Ryan is the sweetest person you'll ever meet. He is so honest and caring. William has like that smile that just melts you. He's like the more rougher twin. And Isabel is the queen. She does everything that I do, everything that I say. She's obsessed with all things pretty, but she's also the kid that will run and jump and slide in the mud. I was 14 when I was pregnant with my first son. I wanted to be a mum young. I always wanted to be a mum young because I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. I had no idea what I was doing. I was only a baby myself. I moved around a lot as a kid. Had a pretty decent childhood. It was good. I was never really good at accepting help. Being like that age and just doing it all, I was always like, I don't need anyone to help me. I've been doing this myself. It was kind of like a wake-up call, like, oh, you've just had your kids removed, so obviously you're not doing a very good job. Maybe you do need help. I think Harry was one when the twins were born. It was so hard. Being a mum, all you want is to be a good mum, right? Like that's what you want as a parent. You just want to be a good parent, and then have people tell you you're not a good parent. Everything just kind of went downhill from there. I think I was 18 when they were first taken. They were put in a placement together with all three of the boys. Then a few weeks or a few months later they got moved into separate homes. Harry went to one place and the twins went to the place that they stayed until I got them home.
So the boys came into care because Sam was a very young mum, under 18. She was sort of couch surfing. She was living sometimes with mum, sometimes with friends. The boys were sleeping in a different place every night, sometimes on the floor. And the boy's father, her former partner, was also using drugs. So Kirsty and Christian had always had a really good relationship with Sam, and they'd always really supported her and encouraged her to have as much time as she could with William and Ryan. And that just gradually progressed to them spending more and more time with their mum. And then they started to tell us, you know what, I like it when I'm with mum. I don't want to keep going back to my foster home. I want to stay with my mum.
Having the support that Kirsty had, where she loved the boys, but she also could see that I was a good mum and I was good for the boys and that I loved them, and they obviously wanted to come home, me being their mum, and she was supportive of that. Obviously the best place for any kid is with their parents.
So at the time when the boys were taken into care, there wasn't a large focus on restoration for children. Sam had to fight very hard to have Harrison restored to her care, but at that point the judge decided that the twins had a better attachment to their foster carers and decided to leave them in care.
When I went back to court, the first time they said no to all of the kids, and then the second time they said yes to Harry, but the judge told me that he didn't want me to come back for the other two.
So to start with, we had to go to Sam and ask her if she felt she was ready for the boys to be restored, and of course that was a resounding yes. She wanted them home. Then we had to do some work with community services to see if they would support restoration of the boys, and that involved us doing some assessment work to make sure that Sam had a home that was safe for the children, and also that she had a stable job and she could provide financially for them.
Catholic Care's always been really good, like with everything. Like at the beginning, it kind of felt like a me against them, but Catholic Care was always on my side to say how I was with the boys. It was always really positive. Everything they wrote and everything they did was really positive. I appreciate that a lot.
So to think of restorative care through the eyes of the birth parent, they're really putting a lot of trust in somebody. They're putting some faith in that restorative carer that they're going to show some empathy and show some compassion and understand that anybody could end up in this situation. You're one or two bad decisions away from this. It's not necessarily somebody that's had a rough upbringing or that's had a bad start in life. These are people that can make change. These are people that could be your friend. They could be your neighbour. You know, they come from all walks of life and they just need a chance. They need somebody that's willing to support them and that's willing to believe in them and have faith that they can get there.
The way my life was before, like if this didn't happen, then I probably wouldn't have woken up. I probably just would have been living the same way I was before, thinking that it's all normal and this is all how everybody lives, and then you kind of get it all taken away. Everything you love is just taken. I'm really, really happy with my life right now. Like, everything is the way that I want it to be. I've never felt like that before. I always kind of felt like I was waiting for my life to start, like I was waiting for things to happen, and now I just feel like I'm there.